Hello. So, no questions today. I just wanted to share something, and I think a friend of mine allowed me that space, allowed me to say, what the heck, I'll share it. No questions. Just a sharing that may be soothing to some of us. And I'll bring several moments and I'll try to hopefully bring it in a coherent or whole. Um, I'll try to get somewhere, so let's see what happens. So one morning, a few days ago, I was playing Uno with my husband upstairs. Saturday morning, I think it was, and Danny had a tumultuous emotional morning. My husband would leave not long after to work all day. But it was a quiet, beautiful morning, and for that moment, we were together, just playing Uno. Nothing crazy, nothing, no big fanfare. But I was so happy. I was so happy. I was looking at them and I enjoyed the heck out of their beingness so much. I was so touched by it. And I was thinking, wow, that's lovely. Like, we're just playing Uno. Nothing different with this particular morning. But God, was I at peace and happy and fulfilled and content being there. And it would have been so easy for me to think, oh, we could have been in a place that was warmer and less rainy right now. Oh God, I wish my husband didn't have to leave and work all day. Oh my God, Danny's been so moody, and I would have been caught in my thoughts and I would have missed this moment that was so good. It was so good. I just relished them, and it brought so much nourishment to my soul, just because nothing great was happening. The greatness of that moment was just my ability to be all in my heart. There was no thoughts, and it was wide open, and I loved them so much, and it was fantastic. And what happened is I went from that moment, and I was challenged with other moments, but because I was in such a place of gratitude, that all the other events that unfolded before me, which brought challenges, were not taken personally. There was nothing personal about it because I wasn't taking it personally. And it's been said before, all those things have been said before, but I lived it. And I've had many, many moments like that where I noticed the difference between, for whatever reason, I dropped into my heart, so my heart was wide open. I loved the moment I was in. I didn't have to change the moment to be in love with it and be fulfilled by it. I didn't have to change anything about my day or my husband or my child or myself. I was fully there, and it was yummy. And then I moved on, and it was contagious. It followed me, or here it was, I was it. And therefore, all other moments that unfolded thereafter, I was like that. I was as filled with gratitude and curiosity about them, about what was going on, about the challenges that we were encountering together, but I didn't take it personally. It was just us moving through something, and therefore I had that clarity and that presence where I could deal with that situation in a way that didn't bring more chaos. And it was very real. It was an experience. And I've talked about that before, the ability to be. So all the things that I've been exposed to through literature or listening to other people talk, these moments when you actually jump in them and you live them, that reality surpasses all other realities. And when you are in these moments, you can't believe that you're taking the angry moments, judgmental moments, frustrated moments, moments where you keep criticizing the outside of what is brought to you. You can't believe that you are paying so much attention to it, and you can't believe that you think that's your reality. Because that day and many other moments like that day, the whole day, it didn't matter what came at me. My experience was unmoved, and it was absolutely amazing to watch my own ability, and I should say, and I want to say, the ability of my heart that's always there to deal with everything with such lightness. Nothing was as heavy, solutions came more easily, and it just felt good. And because I was in such a place of feeling good, I didn't need them to make me feel good. And I lived that in such a real manner because I was able to right away challenge that space and see how powerful that space is, where every solution unfolded in a very different manner, and they didn't have to follow my lead for me to still feel that way about what was happening. It was magic. And so today, a couple of days before Christmas break, again, my son had an emotional, moody morning, and I felt myself getting caught in it suddenly. And then I think because I've been practicing it for a while now, these moments seems to just appear. But I think it's practice in a way. And I sense that the angry, judgmental, frustrated, add on the adjectives, all these qualities, all these ways of living reality, I think there's a space in us we know that's not who we are. And it gets very challenging, that's the only word that keeps coming up, to feel our own selves living angry, living frustrated, living defensive, living the attacker, the aggressor, the victim, living these realities. We know that's not who we are. So however we go about it, that's what we're trying to get back to, right? That place in us that when you live it in these moments, it's just magic. You see that all of that just melts away without anything having to be changed. But you flipped the switch. So that same moment happened with my son. I could feel, because it was a long morning. And it was a morning where we were supposed to go have fun at school. It was a presentation day, a fun day. And it didn't seem like it was going to turn out that way. And then suddenly, that magic happened again, like fairy dust upon us. And suddenly I fell in love with my son, with his mood, with his challenges. I was so like, whoa, look at that little being. And I lived the whole thing differently. And eventually it became contagious because I saw my son switching and living a different thing once we were at school, actually just before. So it is contagious, the same way that stepping into a room full of angry people will affect you unless you are aware of that dynamic. And so it became more of a game of like, ooh, okay, I see a lot of anger here. Now, do I play that reality, or do I want to play a different reality that feels much better? And what happens is what was the most amazing thing about today and that other event I recounted for you, and many other little moments. I'm thinking of my friend today that was just a lovely being, and I just was so grateful for him. And that was another great moment, simple moment, just talking, and so much love flooded out of me of just his beautiful beingness. And it didn't require him to be any other way, to reach perfection in any way. It was just him And so somehow it allows you to accept your own beauty that way. And that place is so powerful and so fulfilling that you stop asking the world, please love me. Please make me feel good about myself. I want to feel that way so bad. But that feeling of wanting it so bad, and so then you reach for the outside, whether it's food, like I've talked about, or success, or being acclaimed. It's irrelevant because this heart place opens up, and then you're completely fulfilled. Completely fulfilled. You don't need anything from the world in order to feel that great acceptance of oneself, because that's oneself. That's who we are. And we forget because we are being shown that other reality constantly. And so it's up to us to acknowledge that place and really savor it when it comes. And you'll never forget it, right? I've talked about that. You never forget it. So nobody else can tell you that reality doesn't exist because you've lived it, and it's very real, and it's very potent, very powerful. And nobody needs to change for you. There's no pressure, no aggression on them. They can continue living that reality, or they can start bathing with you in the sunshine. And when both of you, or many, bathe in the sunshine, it's lovely. And hopefully creates a wave where many can rediscover that place in themselves. So therefore, life is not so difficult. And therefore, happiness is accessible right here, right now, within. And then, as I've discussed before, you can go out and create and play, work through things. All that is true as well. But you're not out there to get that. And I just had many, many moments in a row where it was just powerful and plentiful. And I think that's the law of attraction, right? That's the law of attraction, because I really reside there. And as I reside there, more of it comes to me. Or, as I'm thinking about it now, perhaps it's always there. I'm the one who's looking around anywhere but where happiness is, or joy is, or peace is. So perhaps it's always there, but we're not there. We're not there. So I wanted to share that. I was telling my friend, I wish I could just cut myself open in these moments and just like expose all that so that you can feel it. Because it's something we make fun of. Because it's a challenging thing to talk about. It's the mystery of life. It's that consciousness that we don't know what that is. But when you allow it, it's truth itself. It just is. You can't deny it. And you are so comfortable in it that you know that that's what it's about. Because when you step out of that, it is so darn uncomfortable. And I think that's what we get angry about sometimes. We get so frustrated at ourselves for not being in that place that we know is real and it's in us. Why am I not in it? And so, being present and acknowledging perhaps that happiness, no matter what is presented to us, is accessible right here, right now. And allowing oneself to be there. And when you allow these moments to exist in your life, it transforms everything, and it allows you to be more powerful and to bring about more joy, solutions, healing wherever you go. You can't fake that. I've talked about that before. It has to be lived. It has to just vibrate off you. Because we all know someone who is at peace and having a wonderful day will feel better to be with than someone who's quite angry and looking for anything to get fired up that way, so they can just dump their anger outside of themselves because it's so uncomfortable. So I've had many moments like this today. That's happiness. That's Christmas. That's everyday Christmas. That, I think, is that space, that love that we yearn for. And it's right here, right now. It has been said many, many times for thousands of years, but it doesn't hurt to hear it again and hear it in many different ways, so that hopefully more and more of us can sort of somehow share it, open up wide and say, oh, I lived it, live it too. And so there you go, during the holiday season, but every day and always, it is there. It is a life to be celebrated and to be lived with great gratitude and acknowledgement for its mystery and its magic. So I hope this felt good to hear. Thank you.